In this video I'm going to be taking a look at something that was discontinued only a few years ago. It's the play button. Now before I go any further I've got to explain one thing. In the UK these are known as badges and these are buttons. However, in the US this is a button, and that is why this device is called a play button, because it is an MP3 player hidden inside a button or badge. However, since it was invented and sold only in the US, I'm going to keep referring to this as a button from now on. And I've got to say, the whole concept does sound like one of those things that someone might turn up on one of those investment television shows with. They're all based on the Japanese show Tiger's Money, but in the UK it's known as Dragon's Den, in the US it's Shark Tank. You know, the kind of things that go like this.
Hey there, my name's Zach. And I'm looking for an investment of £1 million for 0.1% of my business, where I'm going to sell MP3 albums on badges.
That sounds like a load of rubbish. I'm out.
However, back in 2011 they thought the idea had enough merit in it and they launched it with a 256 megabyte button, which was enough to hold one album. The version I've got here is a later edition which has 2 gigabytes of storage on there, so you can put your own MP3 files into this alongside the pre-recorded album. Now, looking at the website at the bottom of the page there, it's no longer in existence. However, with the help of the Wayback Machine from the Internet Archive, we're able to see what titles are available on the format back in 2014. There aren't that many familiar names on there. There are a couple that pop out. Of course, there's a couple of really big names at the top here, and I'd imagine those were signed up in some sort of special promotional agreement. The whole idea of Play Button was not to sell all albums on the format. It was there as a promotional tool, something that you would sell at a concert or event with an album on, and of course the artist's picture on the front. It does seem that they struggled to get any other big name artists signed up to the play button, so after a couple of years it looks like they pivoted the operation a little bit and started offering it to independent artists as a way to get their music noticed. And you could order from 25 to 600 play buttons with your own music recorded on there, and if you wanted to offer a cheaper play button you could just have 128 megabytes of storage on there, which would be enough for your own album and perhaps a bit of space for a few other tracks. Or if you wanted, you could go deluxe and have the 2 gigabyte version and choose whether or not you wanted to include headphones or not with the package. However, despite all these good intentions, the play button business wound up in 2014 without really ever making a splash. Let's have a look at the play button that I've got here. Now, this is one of the deluxe sets because we've got the 2 gigabyte button and we've also got the headphones in the box as well. Inside the bottom of the box we've also got a USB to 3.5mm mini jack lead, which enables you to charge the button as well as transfer files on and off it, and we've got the instruction booklet here as well. The button itself seems well constructed, nice and neat, not too thick, not too heavy either. On the bottom we've got the headphone socket, and on the top we've got a number of buttons. The 3 big ones are your controls for going forward and back through the tracks, as well as the one in the middle is the play and pause button. The forward and back buttons also double as volume controls if you hold them down. On the left of those is a tiny little button which will cycle through 7 different equalizations. Now, first thing I've got to do, of course, is charge this device up. So to do that, you just plug that little supplied USB lead into a computer or a USB charger. We can see the front of the play button has a flashing LED hidden behind it, which is used as an indicator for charging or data transfer. If we look at the files that are on here at the top of the screen there's a how-to guide, and that looks like this, and then below there we've got a folder which just contains standard MP3 files. This whole thing can be used like a normal USB memory stick. If you wanted, you could wipe everything off here. However, if we take a look at one of these MP3 files, we can see that they were copied onto this play button in 2013, and it seems that they originated from iTunes. Now, towards the bottom of the screen there, you can see they're just standard MP3s at 192 kilobits a second. So I've charged it up, I've had a listen to it myself, I'll plug it into the camera so you can have a listen, and it just carries on where it last left off. also tried it with some 320 kilobits a second MP3 files that I'd got from the YouTube audio library, and these played fine, albeit they sounded a little bit louder than the tracks that came on the play button, so I needed to turn the volume down a bit. Whilst we've got this here, we might as well take it apart just to have a look inside it, albeit there's never very much to see inside an MP3 player. This one opens up easily though, just take 3 screws out of the back, the 2 halves come apart, and there you go. There's a bit of tape at the bottom there which is obscuring something. It's there to stop the thing shorting out on the case, but there's not much behind it, so we'll just put that back in place. We'll have a look on the other side of this circuit board, where we can see that's where the battery is. Unfortunately, the milliamp hour number has been rubbed off there, but I can tell you according to the instruction booklet, this one is supposed to charge in 30 minutes, and then that will give you 5 hours of playback time. Since the play button was only discontinued in 2014, there's still quite a few of these things knocking around on eBay. I'll have links in the video description for that, albeit if you import them into, say, the UK, you'll end up paying more for the postage than you will for the play button itself. Right, so here you go, I'm listening to my music through my play button, and don't I look really quite cool? Don't answer that one, I know what the answer's going to be. What I will say though is, I'm not going to be all sneery about this one. It's only a novelty, a gadget, a bit of fun, and when you think of it like that, yeah, it's alright. I mean, it's like having an iPod Shuffle on a badge. No problem with that idea. You'll need to replace the headphones because these things don't sound very good at all. They're better than some packing ones, but you can get your own and they'll sound a lot better. The MP3 files on this were 196 kilobits, so they sounded fine through my other headphones, no problem at all. The only issue I've got, very slight one, is why the Allman Brothers? Nothing against them, great album, but an Allman Brothers album from 1973? Is that the kind of thing that kids wanted to put on their lapels? Because I'd imagine that's the kind of people that this thing's marketed at. Kids that would want to, teenagers, whatever, want to put on their favourite group on their lapel, on a badge, and say, hey, you can also listen to it and plug the headphones in and stuff. Yeah, a little bit of fun, but I can't see many of them wanted to buy a 1973 Allman Brothers album, however good it is. Maybe that's why there was some left that I could buy new old stock. Regardless, anyway, that is the play button. Just a little bit of fun. Hope you enjoyed having a look at it, and as always, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe!
Subscribe.